Indoor flowering plants don't have to be fussy, and honestly, most people are surprised at how many blooms you can get with almost zero effort. If you've ever thought your home is too dark, or you're too busy for flowers, this list is going to change your mind fast. These plants are the kind that quietly sit in a corner, do their thing, and still reward you with color all year. No complicated routines, no weekly reminders, no greenhouse level attention, just simple care and beautiful results. And the best part, most of these bloomers are tough enough that even first-time plant parents can keep them thriving. So if you want a little color without the stress, these are the plants you'll want to bring home next. Let's break down the easiest flowering houseplants that can brighten any room with almost no work. Angelonia is one of those indoor bloomers that surprises people because it looks delicate but behaves like a total workhorse, pushing out flowers for months without asking for anything dramatic. It handles bright indirect light like a champ and keeps blooming even if you occasionally forget to water it, thanks to its naturally drought-tolerant roots. Most growers love it because it stays compact, rarely gets leggy, and can produce up to 10 to 12 weeks of steady color indoors, which is way longer than many popular flowering plants. Its sweet, lightly scented blooms add a soft touch to shelves and tabletops, and the plant doesn't drop petals everywhere, making it perfect for low-maintenance homes. Even studies on heat-tolerant annuals rank Angelonia among the top performers, which explains why it thrives indoors where temperatures stay steady. If you want a plant that blooms like you're putting real effort into it, without actually doing much, Angelonia is one of the easiest, prettiest picks you can bring home. Blanket flower brings a bold, sunset-colored burst of blooms that looks like it should require serious attention, but it's actually one of the toughest, easiest flowering plants you can grow indoors. It thrives in bright light and doesn't complain even if you let the soil dry out a bit, which is why many growers call it a set-it-and-forget-it bloomer. What makes it stand out is its long flowering season. Some varieties can keep blooming for 12 to 16 weeks straight, even in controlled indoor conditions. The plant stays compact, doesn't create a mess of falling petals, and adapts quickly to indoor temperatures, making it perfect for busy people who still want color around the house. Its vibrant red and yellow flowers also attract a lot of attention because they look hand-painted, yet they grow with near zero maintenance. If you want a dramatic, high-impact flowering plant that's almost impossible to mess up, blanket flower deserves a spot on your easy-growing indoor list. CLEOME is one of those plants that looks way more exotic than it actually is, giving you tall, airy blooms that almost resemble fireworks without demanding complicated care. Indoors, it grows best in bright light and adapts quickly as long as you keep the soil lightly moist, nothing strict, just a simple routine that even beginners can manage. What makes CLEOME special is its impressive blooming window. Many varieties can flower for 10 to 12 weeks straight, filling a room with soft color and a delicate scent. It's also surprisingly resilient, handling indoor temperatures like a pro and bouncing back fast if you miss a watering or two. The plant's spidery blossoms create a unique, elegant look that feels high maintenance even though it isn't, which is why so many indoor gardeners love using it as a statement piece. If you want something eye-catching, easygoing, and long-blooming, CLEOME brings the drama without any of the stress. CELOSIA brings that vibrant, flame-like color that instantly wakes up any room, yet it's surprisingly one of the easiest indoor bloomers you can keep going with minimal effort. It thrives in bright indirect light and only needs moderate watering, thanks to its naturally drought-resistant roots that store moisture well. Indoors, many varieties can bloom for 8 to 10 weeks straight, holding their shape and color longer than most soft-petaled flowers, which makes them a favorite for people who want long-lasting displays without constant upkeep. The plant stays compact, doesn't shed petals, and its velvety, plume-style blooms look almost sculpted, giving you a bold look with very little work involved. CELOSIA also adapts quickly to stable room temperatures, making it a reliable choice for apartments and offices. If you're after a plant that brings strong color, unique texture, and a low-maintenance routine, CELOSIA delivers bright, effortless blooms all season long. Black-eyed Susan brings that cheerful, golden daisy look that feels like sunshine in a pot, yet it's one of the easiest flowering plants you can keep indoors with almost no effort. It thrives in bright light and doesn't mind if you let the soil dry a bit between waterings, which is why so many beginners love it. Indoors, it can bloom continuously for 10 to 12 weeks, giving you long stretches of color without the constant deadheading other plants need. Its sturdy stems and tough petals handle indoor temperatures well, and the plant rarely drops messes or attracts pests, making it ideal for low-maintenance homes. Studies on resilient annuals even rank Black-eyed Susan among the top performers for consistent blooms under controlled conditions. If you want a bright, lively flower that looks high energy but grows with almost zero stress, this plant brings reliable color and charm with the least amount of work. ALLIUM adds a modern, sculptural touch to your indoor space with its perfectly rounded, globe-shaped blooms, and the best part is that it's incredibly easy to grow with barely any maintenance. It thrives in bright indirect light and only needs occasional watering because its bulb naturally stores moisture, making it one of the most forgiving flowering plants for busy people. Indoors, many ALLIUM varieties can hold their blooms for 6 to 8 weeks, and the flowers stay neat without dropping petals everywhere. The plant handles stable room temperatures very well, and its tall, architectural stems make it look like something from a designer showroom even though it requires minimal effort. Garden trials consistently show ALLIUMs as top performers for long-lasting blooms, which explains why they adapt so well indoors. If you want a unique, elegant plant that delivers bold color and structure with almost zero hassle, ALLIUM is one of the simplest, most stylish flowering choices you can bring home. Geranium is one of those classic flowering plants that looks like it needs constant attention, but indoors it's actually one of the easiest bloomers you can manage with a simple routine. It loves bright light and rewards you with clusters of vibrant flowers that can last for 8 to 10 weeks at a time, even if you occasionally forget to water it. The plant prefers its soil to dry slightly between waterings, which makes it perfect for anyone who doesn't hover over their plants every day. Indoors, geraniums stay compact, resist most common pests, and don't make a mess of falling petals, which is why so many apartment gardeners rely on them for reliable color. What makes them even better is their natural ability to keep pushing out new blooms as long as they get steady light, making them one of the longest performing house bloomers. If you want a plant that feels cheerful, stays clean, and thrives with minimal effort, geraniums are an easy, dependable pick for non-stop indoor color. Globe amaranth is one of the most low-effort flowering plants you can grow indoors, giving you those bright, perfectly round blooms that look almost paper-like and never seem to fade. It thrives in bright indirect light and handles dry soil conditions better than most houseplants, which makes it ideal for anyone who forgets to water on time. Indoors, it can bloom for 10 to 12 weeks straight, and the flowers keep their shape and color without dropping petals, so your space stays clean and vibrant. The plant's sturdy stems adapt well to steady indoor temperatures, and research on heat-tolerant annuals consistently lists Globe amaranth among the top performers for long-lasting color. What's even better is how compact and tidy it stays, making it perfect for desks, shelves, and small apartments. If you want effortless, cheerful blooms that practically take care of themselves, Globe amaranth brings non-stop color with almost no work required. Fanflower is one of those underrated indoor bloomers that quietly does everything right without demanding much from you, producing its signature fan-shaped petals in steady waves even if your care routine isn't perfect. It thrives in bright indirect light and prefers lightly moist soil, but it's incredibly forgiving if you miss a watering here and there, thanks to its naturally drought-tolerant roots. Indoors, many varieties can bloom for 8 to 10 weeks, and the flowers stay neat without shedding everywhere, which makes this plant great for busy people who want color without the cleanup. What makes fanflower even better is how well it handles indoor temperatures and low humidity, conditions that make many flowering plants struggle. Its trailing habit gives you that soft, cascading look that feels high-end even though the plant is genuinely low maintenance. If you're after an easy, long-lasting bloomer that adds movement, texture, and color with almost zero effort, fanflower is one of the best picks you can bring indoors. Petunia brings that bold, cheerful splash of color that people usually associate with outdoor gardens, yet it adapts surprisingly well indoors and stays incredibly easy to manage. It thrives in bright indirect light and only needs moderate watering, preferring its soil to dry slightly between drinks, which makes it perfect for anyone who forgets the watering can now and then. Indoors, many petunia varieties can bloom for 8 to 12 weeks straight, producing wave after wave of vibrant trumpet-shaped flowers that hold their color beautifully without constant deadheading. The plant handles stable indoor temperatures with ease and resists most common pests, so you're not dealing with any unnecessary stress. Growers consistently rank petunias among the most reliable long-season bloomers, which explains why they perform so well even in a living room or office setup. If you want a bright, lively flowering plant that delivers non-stop color with minimal effort, petunias are one of the simplest and most rewarding choices you can add to your indoor collection. Peony brings that luxurious, full-petal look everyone loves, yet when grown from a compact indoor-friendly variety, it's surprisingly easy to maintain with just a simple routine. It thrives in bright indirect light and prefers evenly moist soil, but thanks to its hardy root system, it can bounce back quickly if you miss a watering or two. Indoors, smaller peony cultivars can produce blooms that last 7 to 10 days each, and with proper light, they can push out multiple flushes during the growing season, giving you far more color than most people expect. What makes peonies so rewarding is how effortlessly they bring a high-end, romantic feel to a room without requiring complicated fertilizers or greenhouse-level humidity. Their blooms hold their shape well, don't create a mess of falling petals, and the plant adapts smoothly to stable indoor temperatures. If you want a truly elegant flower that looks dramatic but grows with minimal effort, an indoor peony is one of the most stunning, low-maintenance choices you can bring home. SUNPATIENS is one of the easiest indoor flowering plants you can grow, delivering constant color without any of the high-maintenance fuss people expect from blooming varieties. It thrives in bright indirect light and handles a wide range of indoor conditions, including lower humidity and occasional irregular watering, thanks to its strong hybrid genetics. Indoors, SUNPATIENS can bloom for an impressive 9 to 12 weeks at a time, producing vibrant flowers that stay clean and don't drop all over your shelves or floors. The plant's naturally compact growth and sturdy stems make it perfect for apartments or tighter spaces, and it adapts quickly to stable room temperatures, staying lush even when other flowering plants slow down. Trials consistently show SUNPATIENS outperforming standard impatiens in longevity and resilience, which explains why they're such reliable indoor bloomers. If you want a plant that brings bright, cheerful color with almost zero effort, SUNPATIENS is one of the most dependable, low-maintenance flowering choices you can add to your home. SHASTA daisy brings that clean, classic white and yellow bloom that instantly brightens a room, yet it's surprisingly easy to grow indoors with a very simple routine. It thrives in bright indirect light and prefers its soil to dry slightly between waterings, which makes it perfect for anyone who doesn't want to hover over their plants every day. Indoors, compact SHASTA daisy varieties can bloom for 8 to 10 weeks, giving you long stretches of crisp, cheerful flowers without constant deadheading or special fertilizers. The plant's sturdy stems and tough petals handle indoor temperatures well, and it rarely drops petals or makes a mess, which is why many apartment gardeners love it for clean, reliable color. Studies on long-blooming perennials often rank SHASTA daisy as a top performer, explaining why it adapts so well to indoor conditions with almost no effort. If you want a bright, uplifting plant that looks fresh and elegant but asks for very little, SHASTA daisy is one of the easiest flowering plants to keep thriving indoors. ZINNIA is one of the brightest, easiest indoor bloomers you can grow, delivering bold pops of color with almost no effort at all. It thrives in bright indirect light and actually prefers its soil to dry a little between waterings, which makes it great for anyone who forgets their plants now and then. Indoors, compact ZINNIA varieties can bloom for 6 to 10 weeks straight, producing vibrant, layered flowers that hold their shape beautifully without constant pruning or fuss. The plant adapts quickly to indoor temperatures, stays clean with minimal petal drop, and resists most common pests, which is why ZINNIAs consistently rank among the top low-maintenance annuals in grower trials. Their wide color range makes them perfect for adding a cheerful, energetic vibe to desks, shelves, or window ledges without any complicated care routine. If you want a dependable flowering plant that looks bold but grows effortlessly, ZINNIAs are one of the best indoor picks you can bring home. LANTANA brings a burst of tropical, multicolored blooms that look like they should require serious attention, yet it's one of the toughest, most low-maintenance flowering plants you can grow indoors. It thrives in bright indirect light and actually prefers its soil to dry a bit between waterings, which makes it perfect for anyone who doesn't follow a strict plant schedule. Indoors, compact LANTANA varieties can bloom for 8 to 12 weeks at a time, producing clusters of vibrant flowers that hold their color beautifully without constant pruning or cleanup. The plant also adapts well to steady indoor temperatures and lower humidity, which is rare for such a colorful bloomer. Grower trials consistently rank LANTANA among the most heat-tolerant and long-lasting annuals, explaining why it performs so well even inside homes and apartments. If you want bright, cheerful flowers that look high effort but grow with almost zero stress, LANTANA is one of the most reliable and easygoing indoor plants you can add to your space. PORTULACA is one of the easiest indoor flowering plants you can grow, delivering bright, cheerful blooms even when you barely pay attention to it. It thrives in strong indirect light and loves dry conditions, thanks to its succulent-like leaves that store moisture and make it incredibly forgiving if you forget to water. Indoors, compact PORTULACA varieties can bloom for 6 to 8 weeks, and their flowers open wide in good light, bringing a soft, sunny feel to any room without producing mess or constant petal drop. The plant's naturally drought-tolerant roots and heat-loving nature make it one of the most resilient bloomers, which is why trials on low-maintenance annuals consistently list PORTULACA at the top for long, stress-free performance. Its trailing habit also adds a soft, cascading look that feels decorative without requiring pruning or shaping. If you want a bright, easy flowering plant that thrives on neglect, PORTULACA is one of the simplest, most rewarding indoor bloomers you can grow. SNAPDRAGON brings the classic cottage garden charm indoors, giving you tall spikes of colorful blooms that look intricate but actually grow with almost no hassle. It thrives in bright indirect light and prefers lightly moist soil, yet it's surprisingly forgiving if you miss a watering, thanks to its cool season resilience. Indoors, compact SNAPDRAGON varieties can bloom for 6 to 10 weeks, sending up wave after wave of flowers without needing constant pruning or fertilizer boosts. The plant handles steady indoor temperatures well, stays tidy with minimal petal drop, and resists most common pests, which is why growers often rank SNAPDRAGONs among the easiest long-blooming annuals to maintain. The unique, dragon-shaped flowers add a fun, playful touch to shelves and tabletops, making any room feel more alive without adding work to your routine. If you want a plant that gives you tall, vibrant color with almost no effort, SNAPDRAGONs are one of the most reliable and low-maintenance indoor bloomers you can grow. And that wraps up our list of the easiest indoor flowering plants anyone can grow, even if you've never kept a plant alive before. These blooms don't just add color, they make your home feel fresher, brighter, and way more inviting without demanding a complicated care routine. If you're looking to bring a little life into your space without the stress, any of these plants will fit right in. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this guide, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow.